I'm from White Plains, New York, and I started studying piano there at the Westchester Conservatory of Music when I was 8 years old. And there are no musicians in the family, but my parents had had piano lessons when they were kids, and they thought it was a good idea, so they enrolled me when I was 8. And it took off beyond their wildest expectations. There was no kind of anticipation that I would be a musician. This was just like taking tennis lessons or whatever. But after 2 weeks, I was thoroughly addicted. It was my favorite thing in the world to do. And my mother, when I was in 3rd grade, I would come home from school at 3:30, and she would actually make me go outside to play with kids, because all I wanted to do was come back and play the piano. I was a real geek. So I had a great teacher, Thomas Lishman, and he was both a very good teacher musically, and he also was good with kids, because the two are not the same thing. They can be related, but sometimes aren't. So I was with him until I was 13, and then I was clearly a pretty big fish in the pond of Westchester, and my parents and my teacher recognized that I probably needed more stimulation and more competition, as it were. I needed to be in a more demanding musical environment, so I had an audition at Juilliard with a legendary teacher, Sasha Gorodnitsky, who accepted me. And so I came in once a week to New York, and I had my lesson in my theory in chamber music, and then I went to Juilliard full-time when I was 18. In 1970, I won the International Chopin competition in Warsaw, and piano competitions are very important in the lives of young pianists, and they're, as George Orwell might say, they're all created equal, but some are more equal than others. And the Chopin competition turns out to be about the most equal, or the most important, of all the international competitions, because virtually all of its winners have gone on to major international careers. So in 1970, in October, I went from becoming a promising young American pianist to somebody who had almost arrived, and the invitations began pouring in. Among them, and most happily, was the fact that there was a cancellation at the New York Philharmonic in January or February of 1971, and I was the new event in the music world, and I was invited, and I played the Beethoven First Concerto with Seiji Ozawa. And it was my first time with the New York Philharmonic, and I have been back, I would say, a lot and regularly ever since then.